I sent an email past midnight one day and I made a grave error and I had to fix it the next day.
One night I worked the whole night and I was in Moscow. I think I slept maybe 2 hours.
It's a challenging world, but you've got to try to maintain some kind of balance.
In my early years at Google, I was online all the time, mobile devices all the time, and I realized it was making me really miserable.
The whole idea of having all these gadgets distances families. You know, you don't have meaningful conversations anymore.
I think it's important that when you're not working and you switch off, and obviously you'll be there if something urgent comes up, but that's quite rare that someone has to speak to you at that moment.
The world doesn't stop, or Google doesn't stop because you didn't respond to an email.
None of us can sustain a sprint forever.
Welcome to the Press Pause session. Press Pause is a conversation that teams across EMEA are having to help them get some agreements in place as we all try to better manage our own well-being. Well-being is not something that we just catch up with at the weekend, nor is it exclusively affected by work. It's something that's more holistic. It's affected by us, by the people around us, and by our environment. Another goal of this conversation is that as a team, you make some agreements about how you can support each other better. The more honest you can be today, the more likely it is that you will take away some concrete action items that help you move towards some real and actionable change.
The funny thing about work-life balance is everyone thinks it's a thing, but the reality is it's many things. There's not actually any formula or recipe that works for everyone.
I would define work-life balance as a positive relationship between work and other equally important activities.
At Google, there's actually two big segments. People who segment work, keep personal life and work life very separate, and they're happy with that, and people who integrate it, keep it together. The starting point for thinking about well-being and work-life balance is thinking first about, do you actually want it mixed up or not?
Being able to do what it is that I love to do, which is triathlons, so it's endurance sports, which requires a lot of training outside of work, then allows me to be at my best in the office.
So if I'm not getting time to myself, I am a little bit cranky, which makes me a little less productive, makes me a little bit more short with my team, and overall that's just not a good thing.
As important as work is, family is also important. Your well-being is also important because you're not really going to add any value in the workplace if you don't have things sorted on the personal front.
My number one priority is my family.
If your wife isn't happy with the time you spend with her, you take that into work and you feel bad if you work too long.
It's okay not to feel okay, and it's absolutely okay to ask for help.
A lot of times stress is more self-driven than environmentally driven. You can't change other people always. You can't always change your environment, but you can change how you respond to it.
Who's creating the pressure here? Is it me or is it someone else? It's usually me, so therefore I can manage this, I control it.
But it starts with each of you, each of us, individually making a choice that, you know what, after a certain time of night, I'm not going to check my email. Or you know what, this thing can wait because I need to get some exercise. Or you know what, now is family time or friend time, or I'm going to go play video games because I need to recharge. We each individually need to do that. And I'm telling you, in my formal role in people operations, I need you to do that.